Hi, my name is Heather, and today I'm going to show you how you can create a bookmark themed after your children's book that you can use for marketing. I think bookmarks are such a great thing to use for marketing your children's book because it's something that the kids can use, and it also has your information on the back in case the parent wants to go online and buy your book. And it's also just small and inexpensive, so you can easily just give them out at book signings or book readings. So I think this is definitely a no-brainer as far as marketing materials go. So I'm going to show you how you can create bookmarks that you can hand out at your events. Before we start, I want to give a huge thank you to Shain Stodt. I'm going to be using her book, Sally Mitz Finds a Home, for this video. So I'm going to create a bookmark themed after her beautifully illustrated book that she illustrated completely by hand, and she wrote the whole thing. And I'll use that to walk you through the process of creating a bookmark. I'm going to create this in Canva because it's a nice low price option for people. I know not everyone can afford to get Adobe Photoshop, and Canva is really user friendly and easy to just jump in from the start. When you're in Canva, of course, the first thing you're going to do is create a design and choose your size. But you'll need to know what size your document needs to be. The standard bookmark is 2 inches by 6 inches, but different printing companies are going to have different specifications for bleed. So I'm going to use Overnight Prints as an example because I've gotten tons and tons of bookmarks from them over the years. But you could also go with a local printing company or a different printing company that's online. It's up to you. But I'll show you how to do it with Overnight Prints. So when I am on their website, I'm just going to go to all products and I'm going to find bookmarks. And then if I scroll down, then down here is the product pricing. And I like to do double-sided because I want to have some art on the front and the information on the back. And then if you want, you can do a glossy coating on it, which I think is really nice. And it kind of keeps it from getting scuffed up. Like sometimes I've had ones without the gloss coating, and somehow, even though I have them just like sitting there in storage, then they end up getting kind of like scuffed up on the back, and you can really notice it. And you can see that if you buy 25, it's a little bit less than $1 each, but you have to remember there will be shipping added as well. It'll probably come out to be like $1 each or more than that. But as you up your quantity, it's going to go down in price per bookmark. So if I were to get 50, if I do 35 divided by 50, then that's about 70 cents each. And if I were to do 100, that would be 64 cents each. So as you can see, the price per bookmark really does go down as you bring the quantity up. And then for the specifications, this is what we're going to need for our file. I'm just going to look right here where it says bleed size. If we're doing a 6x2 bookmark, this says that the bleed size is 6.125 by 2.125. So this is the size that they want the file to be. So if we just go into Canva and we'll do create a design, down here I'm going to pick custom size and I'm going to change the units to inches. And you can either do a horizontal bookmark or a vertical bookmark, whichever one goes better with your artwork. For example, I made a bookmark for Platy's Perfect Day, and I did a horizontal bookmark because I had a spread that I wanted to put on the bookmark, and that fit really well. But if you have any artwork that's kind of tall, you can do a tall bookmark. So for Shane's, I'm going to do a tall bookmark. So for the width, I'll put 2.125. And for the height, I'll put 6.125. And then I'll do create new design. So this is going to be the front of our bookmark, and then we'll add a page for the back of the bookmark. And now I want to add my guides so that I know where that bookmark is going to get trimmed. Here's a nice quick way to set those bleed guides. I'm just going to press the letter R on my keyboard to bring up a rectangle, and I'll go to position, and I'm going to set it to 2 inches by 6 inches. So this is the final size of the bookmark. after it's trimmed. And then if I just center it in the middle of the document, then whatever's left over is what's going to get trimmed off. So I can just drag my guide and just let it snap to that rectangle. And so I'll do that on all 4 sides. And then I'll just go ahead and delete the rectangle. Now I'm going to pull in Shane's art. I have some of the pages from Shane's book uploaded here. I just saved them out as JPEGs, so then they would be easy to pull into Canva. So I'm just going to click on the one that I wanted to use for the front of the bookmark. And that's this one. I think the art is so pretty. And I'm just going to make it big enough to take up the whole bookmark. But you still want it to make sense. So you do need to make sure that you have an image that has a good vertical orientation so that it works. And I'm going to make sure that I don't have any white on the ends here. So see how there's like a little bit of white on that edge? Then I'm just going to size it a little bit bigger just to fix that. And then just because this little character on the edge here is getting cut off, let me see if I can just move this over a little bit. And that's better because then he's not cut off there. So there isn't anything important getting cut off in the bleed area. This is perfect. So that can be the front of the bookmark. And now I'm going to go to the next page, which is going to be the back of the bookmark. For this, I like to include the title of the book, the author, and the illustrator, if that applies as well, and a QR code that leads to either the author's website or the book on Amazon or whatever you want it to lead to. And we can also include some cute art. If we leave the back white, then we can use some of these really cute isolated artworks that she created here, where the art is actually with a white background. These are always really fun, like little spot illustrations. So I'm just going to crop the rest of the page out, and then I'll just use this little kitty cat. And I also really liked the flowers that were on This Book Belongs To. So let's see if we can use that for something as well. So I'll go ahead and add the title of the book. So I'll press the letter T on my keyboard to bring up some text. And I'll just write Sally Mitz Finds a Home. And for the font, I'm not sure which font she used, but it does look like kind of a heavier font. So maybe I will just use Montserrat and then I'll make it extra bold. And I love how she used a lot of dark blue and purple. So I'll try using some of those colors. And then I'm going to add some text that will have her name. So I'll say, a children's book by Shain Stodt. And when you're designing, make sure that you are leading the eye. So the first thing I want the person to read is Sally Mitz Finds a Home. And then this is the second thing that I would want them to read. So I don't want it to be exactly the same emphasis as the first thing. So I'm going to make it not as bold as the title. So maybe I'll do bold instead of extra bold. And then also I would probably want to do it a different color as well. So maybe I'll do like a lighter purple. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then I just want to decrease the line spacing a little bit because I feel like these are kind of far apart. So I'm just going to go here and I'll just pull the line spacing in a little bit. And you want to make sure your text doesn't go too close to the edge. This text is definitely too close to the edge because it's very close to where it would get trimmed. So I'm going to pull it in more. And let's make sure that's centered. And let's add a QR code that goes to her website. Shain has her own author website here, so I'm going to link to this. So I'll just copy the URL, and then in Canva, I'll go to the QR code app, and I'll just enter the URL here and click generate code. So now I can just put this wherever I want on here. And for the flower, maybe I could use it as like a little divider. That would be cute. Maybe kind of like that. Oh, or I can put it on either side of the QR code. So I'll make a copy and I'm going to flip it. And then I'll also just put her URL along the bottom. So I'm going to press the letter T on my keyboard again and I'll paste the URL. And when I put a URL on something, I like to leave out the https:// just to make it look cleaner. And then I'll just make this text smaller, bring it to the bottom, and I think I'm going to unbold it as well. And I'm also going to use a different color. I'll do that dark blue because it kind of goes with her book cover. And I'm going to pull it up so that it's not close to the edge there. So I think this is really good for the bookmark. We have a really pretty artwork on the front that's from the book, and then we have some informational stuff on the back. Now I can go ahead and save this out. So I'm going to go to Share, Download, and I'm going to do PDF Print, and I'll make sure Flatten PDF is checked. And I'm going to do all pages, and I'll do Download. And then over on the Overnight Prints page, in that same part where we have the product pricing, we can go ahead and select our options, and you can change those options later too. And then click Get Started. And then I'll click Upload Design. And I'm going to click this to change it to portrait mode because that was the orientation we picked. And now I'll click to upload, and I'm going to grab that PDF and click Open. Sometimes it does put it on in the wrong orientation, so I can just click on this in the images up here, and then it'll drop it in correctly. And then you can see that we're on front right here. So as we click this, we are changing what's on the front. And then I can click on Add Back down here, and then we'll just click on the back design. So now we have the front, which is the full artwork, and then the back, which is the informational part. And it does look kind of blurry, but that is just the preview. Now I'll go ahead and click Continue. And for our coating options, I'm going to pick full gloss coating for the front and back. And I'll do 25 bookmarks, and I'll click Continue. And sometimes this preview will show up weird where it'll be upside down on the back. But if you go to Edit, then the 3D preview will be correct. And I've always just gone with that, and it always turned out okay for me. And if you want, down here, you can request a professional file review for $1, where if you have any potential issues with your file, then they'll let you know. I do recommend that if you haven't done a lot with printing stuff and you haven't worked with a lot of printers before, then I do think that is really helpful. Then down here, you can enter your zip code in, and it will calculate your shipping for you. So you can pick which shipping option you want. The slower the turnaround time, the cheaper the shipping is. So you can just pick based on that. And I do always recommend that you look up coupon codes for any of these online printing companies. So if I just do Overnight Prints coupon code, and I can go to Retail Me Not, and there will usually be a pretty good coupon code on here. Like this one's an extra 35% off. So if I click on that, then I can copy it. And I'll go back here and I can click Add next to Discount and put that in. And then you can go ahead and check out. I hope this was helpful. If you create your own bookmark, join my Creativity Club on Facebook and you can share your project there. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or as always, you can email me at heather@heathercash.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I know to make more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.